There it goes!
They chased me all the way down there against Stroa.
He's dead.
That was a headshot. It's not even a fucking
Dead. GG's. That's tough for them. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another Warzone video. I'm Mr. Marvel TV. This is going to be the top 5 loadouts you can be using right now without using a Vanguard meta weapon. That's right, this video is going to be about having a good time. And like you saw in the beginning of the video, we're going to give you a loadout that's going to allow you to use a launcher to troll your friends while you're playing and have even more fun. If you've been here before, you know we drop loadout videos all the time here on this channel. So if you're new or you're screenshotting the loadouts, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button so you can always stay up to date on the current meta and just some fun loadouts to use. And if you like the loadouts, make sure to hit that like button, tap that nerdy bell so you don't miss another upload. These are going to be in no particular order, and these are just straight up fun to use and a little nostalgic to go back to. And if you have a loadout that you're absolutely having a blast using right now that doesn't involve a Vanguard meta, drop it down in the comments below for either me to use or somebody in the community to try out themselves. Let's get into it. All right, first up, we have the Bullfrog and the Modern Warfare Grau. You want to go with the Bruce Suppressor for that sound suppression, vertical recoil, bullet velocity, and effective damage range. And then you want to go with the Task Force Barrel, gives you effective damage range, bullet velocity, and strafe speed. And then go with the Tiger Team Spotlight here for the movement speed mainly, and then of course the aim walking movement speed. And then I like the Spetsnaz PKM stock here for the firing movement speed, the aim walking movement speed, ADS firing move speed. So basically this will give you some solid strafing ability here. And then the Bruiser Grip here for the movement speed and hip fire accuracy. And for the Grau, it's a classic mono suppressor, Tempest Archangel Barrel, Tac Laser, Commando foregrip, and the 50 round mag. Or if you're running quads, go with the 60 round mag. Even the 50 round mag is really solid in quads. Next, I absolutely love the CX9 right now, even with the Vanguard meta weapons. Honestly, it's in my top 5 now. I absolutely love it. And then I paired this up with the classic M4A1, which just got a buff recently and the season 5 reloaded update. So this is a very solid option to use even with the Vanguard meta. Go with the for the CX9, you want to go with the mono suppressor. This will give you that sound suppression and damage range. Now, I did try it with this CX38S barrel here instead of the mono suppressor. I felt like the mono suppressor hit harder. I'm not sure why, but this will give you damage range, recoil, control, bullet velocity, and sound suppression. But I honestly like the mono suppressor. It just felt a lot better. Then go with the 5 milliwatt laser sight for that hip fire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. And then you want to go with the CXFR stock. This will give you that no stock feel. Movement speed and aim down sight speed are the pros here. And then for the underbarrel for that hip fire accuracy, go with the Merc foregrip, and of course it helps the recoil control, but mainly for this hip fire accuracy. And then go with the 50 round drums because this does send out bullets pretty quick. You want that 50, you want the biggest mag possible, so go with the 50 round mag. And then for the M4A1, go with the mono suppressor. This will help you with that sound suppression obviously, and then the damage range. And then you can go with the Grenadier barrel here. It makes it a lot slower in my opinion. You don't really need it. It doesn't give you that much more accuracy, that much more range. So I prefer the Corvus Custom Marksman barrel. Gives you damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control. And this slows down your movement speed, and this one slows it down less. So up to you there, but on Rebirth Island, you gotta go, I think you gotta go Corvus Custom Marksman. And then VLK, your classic VLK optic for your, this will give you that 2.5 times to 3 times optic, 3 times zoom here. And then go with the Commando foregrip and the 60 round mag for that, of course, magazine ammo capacity. Next, we have the Fennec. I like running the Fennec with the Kar98. Just a classic, very, very good SMG. Again, this one kind of hangs in there with the Vanguard meta as well, especially the Kar98. Kar98 on Rebirth Island is still king in my opinion. There's nothing more consistent than the Kar98. So, but the Fennec, man, very, very good. I would use it solo duos 100%. Trios is like this, but quads, I wouldn't recommend it in quads, just my opinion. Run it. It does delete people very fast. If you're not challenging more than probably 2 enemies at a time, Fennec is definitely a go-to. For the Fennec, we're going to go with the Deadfall barrel. This will give you that damage range, recoil, recoil control, bullet velocity, and your sound suppression. 5 milliwatt laser helps that hipfire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. And then Mark IV grip for that hipfire control and that recoil control. And you got to have the 40 round drum because this thing just pisses bullets. Go with a 40 round drum mag here for sure. And then I like sleight of hand because, like I said, you get rid of these bullets really quick. So make sure you have the sleight of hand perk on so you can reload really quick if you're challenging more than 1 to 2 enemies. And then for the model for Kar 98, this is your classic quick scope ADS build. Now, a lot of people don't like to go the barrel here and then run the GRU suppressor. Completely up to you, but I like going the barrel. 27.6 inch barrel gives you that damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, and then the tack laser here for that ADS speed. This is the quick scope build, so you want that ADS speed, aiming stability, and your aim walking steadiness. And then of course the sniper scope, you can go if you wanted to, you could go no sniper scope here to help that ADS, and then go with like then throw on that monolithic suppressor here. But then I like to go with the sport comb stock. This will help that ADS speed as well. And then the Stippy Grippy, classic ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. Next up, we're going to go with the EM2 and the MAC 10. I love this EM2. The TTK is still so high. The recoil is a little difficult to control, but it did just get a buff as well. The MAC 10 it still shreds in my opinion. It's super fast. And when we're not going with the Vanguard meta, and you're one that movement speed, MAC 10 is your go-to. So for that EM2, you want to go with the agency suppressor. This will give you that sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and effective damage range. This thing still absolutely deletes people. Go with the task force barrel here, bullet velocity, horizontal recoil control, effective damage range, vertical recoil control. Classic axial arms 3x scope. I think if you're on console, I would recommend either going axial arms. It still gives you that VLK style optic, or you can go with the 2x scope here. Completely up to you, since you do have a little bit more zoom with that 80 FOV. But axial 3x should still work for you. If not, you like the Vision Tech 2x scope, go for it, man. Let's have some fun. And then go with the field agent grip. This is going to help you with that horizontal recoil control, vertical recoil control, and then the Stanag 50 round mag here. If you're running solo duos, you should be able to run the 40 round mag, no problem. Trios and quads, I like to run the 50. So before we get to our troll loadout that I was going to talk about at the end of the video, I'm going to give you this last one. We're going to go with the Cold War PPSH. The thing still shreds, and then it is so fast too. It's one of the quickest SMGs in the game still. And then obviously the XM4. XM4 is still very solid. So for that Cold War PPSH, we're going to go with the GRU suppressor. That's help you with the sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and effective damage range. Then we're going to go with the Task Force barrel. This will help with that effective damage range, bullet velocity, and strafe speed. Then the Tiger Team Spotlight. This will help with that movement speed that I'm talking about, and your aim walking movement speed. And then the Spetsnaz PKM stock is absolutely crushing it on this PPSH loadout. Firing movement speed, aim walking movement speed, ADS firing movement speed. So good, dude. I'm absolutely I love this. Is my go-to Cold War SMG loadout, 100%. And then the 55 round drum, if you're running solo duos, if you're running quads and you're running this as sniper support, go with the 71. But I wouldn't ever recommend going above the 55. You really don't need it with this weapon, unless you're running it as sniper support. And then for the XM4, you're going to go with the agency suppressor. This will help you with that sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and effective damage range. And then go with the Task Force barrel here. What used to be the Ranger that used to be so good on this this XM4, but it's 100% the Task Force barrel. Gives you the most damage and range, and it'll help you with that bullet velocity, horizontal recoil control, that effective damage range, and the vertical recoil control as well. Axial arms 3x scope for sure with this weapon. Again, if you're on console, maybe the Vision Tech 2x, but I would stick the axial arms 3x scope here. And then for the reticle, a lot of people like to stick with that T-pose, but I really have a good time with when I use the 3x scope on a Cold War weapon. I like to go with this precision reticle. I don't know, I like to use it. Up to you. Again, T-pose or the precision reticle, solid. Completely up to you. And then go with the Field Agent 4 grip here. Helps with that horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control. And then I like to go with the 60 round mag. If you're running solos, you can go with the 45. Duos, trios, squads, run that 60 round mag. You kind of need it with this one. All right, so now for the so now here's the loadout that's going to help you troll your friends. Now it's not you want a weapon that you can run it with, that you can still run a gun with and delete people at the same time. That's, of course, the rule is not a Vanguard weapon. But man, I ran the Strela. It's so much fun. I ran it with a Grau. I ran it with the CX-9. I ran it with the Milano. We're going to run it with the Milano here with the 3x scope. It's a little bit more mid-range loadout for you. That'll help you out in those mid-range fights and the close-range fights because the Milano still slaps. But the Strela, man, the Strela is an absolute... You can snipe people with it. You can hit your loadouts. You can hit enemy loadouts, camp enemy loadouts, and just hit them with it, and then just go flying. And then, man, you control your own friends, hit your own loadouts, and just get your loadout first, and then make sure that they can't get their loadout. It's a good time. It's funny, you know. Control your friends with, you know, have a good time with it. For the Milano, we're gonna go with the agency suppressor, sound suppression. It helps with that sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, effective damage range, and then the task force barrel here, effective damage range, bullet velocity, strafe speed, and go with the axial arms 3x scope here. Oh, it's all the way down to here at the bottom, and then the field edge grip helps with that vertical recoil control, horizontal recoil control, so you have these easier mid-range fights. And then you want to slap that 55 round fast mag on it, or 55 round drum, whichever you prefer. It doesn't make a huge difference, but you know, any difference in the reload speed here for me is fantastic. And then, of course, the Strela. Got to run the Strela. Barrel, Strela. Muzzle, Strela. Laser, Strela. Underbarrel, Strela. And make sure to use the Strela mag. But no, the Strela is awesome, man. It's a lot of fun to use. Thank you guys again for watching. If you like these loadouts and you're going to have fun with them, make sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and hit that noty bell so you don't miss another upload. And as always, good luck. Stay frosty. Happy hunting. See you in the next one.